The reason why some people are not getting to where they need to get to is because they don't believe in themselves yet. Point blank, period. I basically abandoned all of my other ideas just because I needed to get this off my chest. And like I said, it came to me literally about 5 minutes ago, and I was like, do you know what, I need to talk about this topic because it's on my heart right now. And it's something that I used to go through, and I see it in other people. So I'm going to be talking about the reason, a reason why a lot of people are not getting to where they need to get to when embarking on this career in law. And I'm going to start off just by saying what it is first. And the reason why some people are not getting to where they need to get to is because they don't believe in themselves yet. Point blank, period. I can say that because I can spot it in other people, and the reason why I can spot it in other people is because that person was once me. So when I see other people struggling with getting a training contract or getting a paralegal role, more so with the training contract, if I'm totally honest with you, I'm like, oh babes, this is me. This was literally me like 5-6 years ago. So all too often I get asked to read over people's applications, or I get asked for advice on what someone can do differently. So people come to me and be like, I've been trying to get a training contract for 3-4 years and it's just not happening. It's really not happening for me. And sometimes they'll send me over their applications, or I'll speak to them a bit more, and then you actually see that it's a lack of self-confidence because they are starting to lose confidence within themselves, or they are too scared to unleash their full potential and showcase who they really are as a person. And I remember being that person. I remember, for those of you who don't know, I used to do YouTube ages ago, and I had a different channel and everything, and I remember that used to be like my only real hobby for a while, but I remember being so scared to put that on my application. And then it was only when I was like, which I'll talk to you about in a bit, but it's only when I got to that point of being like, do you know what, no, I know what sort of person I am. I'm the sort of person whereby I need to be in an environment that I like, at the very least. I'm not saying love, but that I like at the very least, for me to go in and for me to do a good job. If I got offered a training contract off the back of me being someone that I'm not, all well and good, yeah, I've got a training contract, and trust me, it's like, it's not a fleeting moment of happiness, but you constantly have to have an attitude of gratitude because law is super hard and demanding. But I know that if I got it off the back of me pretending to be someone that I'm not, first of all, imposter syndrome would hit me hard, and second of all, I just wouldn't feel happy or feel fully fulfilled, if that makes sense. So like I said, I'm talking about this through personal experience, and I keep seeing this in other people. I remember basically trying to apply for training contracts, getting rejected, and then speaking to someone at the time who was my mentor. And I remember thinking, I know what is wrong with my application. It's that I don't understand how to answer these questions about commercial awareness, or I must be answering the question about why do you want to be a lawyer incorrectly. And I remember he turned around to me one day after reviewing my application, and he said to me that everything is great about my application. The place where I'm letting myself down on is the bit where I have to talk about myself. We did mock interviews, and he said that I wasn't selling myself to the best of my ability. And the reason why he knew that I wasn't doing that is because he knows me as a person, so he knew all of the great things that I was doing, but I don't talk about it. I just wasn't speaking about it. I remember being in shock at that time, and I remember going home and really getting real with myself over the next couple of days as to why I'm not selling myself properly, because I thought I was confident, but then I realized that the reasons were twofold. The first is that I wasn't actually confident in that area. I wasn't confident about speaking about myself. And the second reason is because I was fearful. I had a fear of being rejected if I was to truly say who I was. I felt like there was this mold of what a lawyer is meant to be, furthermore what a trainee solicitor is meant to be like, and I felt like I had to fit into that mold for me to be accepted, basically, and that wasn't true at all. So let me now just say, before I go into it a bit more, that at the point where I decided to be who I was fully and unapologetically, that was when I really started to see results. And I remember that the incident with my mentor happened, and then also I was talking to a friend of mine, and he had just recently got a training contract, no experience whatsoever. I had amassed a fair amount of experience, and he said something to me which I actually posted on my Instagram. Hold on one second. I posted on my Instagram at the time. I'm going to actually find this post because I can vouch for it and I know that it's now true. Let me find it. Is it an archive? Probably an archive post now. Right, this is what I said. Dinner and train, I can show you, right? Dinner and drinks with a great friend to celebrate his training contract offer with Norton Rose. This is what he said, and I quoted it. Think positive, have a positive outlook and incision of where you want to go. Wherever you want to be in life, you have to get there first in your mind to get there first in your body. And I realized, and that came back to me, and I realized that I wasn't actually confident. I didn't believe that I truly needed to be there. And I see this in so many people, mentees, people that watch me, people that follow me on Instagram. When they ask me, I'm like, it's just a lack of self-confidence. And I feel that we as Black women, a lot of the time, are scared to show who we really are, because it's scary. It is bloody scary going into an environment or fighting to try and get into an environment which we know that deep down we know our potential, deep down we know we can do it, deep down you know you can do it, but we're too scared to put ourselves out there and say, this is why I deserve to be there. This is why I deserve to have a training contract. Because I don't know whether it's a fear of being rejected, whether it's a fear of, I just feel like it is a fear of being rejected, or whether it's a fear of the unknown and being like, what if they reject me? Or actually, what if I do get there? It's going to be scary because there's not really a lot of people out there that are unapologetically themselves. I'm going to be honest with you, there's not really that many people. And I just really want to challenge people to sit there and think about why they want to go into law. Is it because you know you're going to be a damn good lawyer? And if it is, then you need to get honest with yourself, think about why you're going to be a damn good lawyer, talk about the things that make you different, talk about the things that make you stand out, and put it on that application form. Don't try and fit the mold. I talk about this thing to my mentees that I used to do on my first year of rejections. I would say I'm trying to apply to a firm, I'd go on LinkedIn and I would then look at trainees that they've recently accepted for that firm, and I would look at their hobbies and I would be like, oh, okay, well, I don't know how to play 5 instruments, I don't climb a mountain every year, I don't play golf, I don't play hockey. What am I going to do? I can't talk about me being a YouTuber, or I can't talk about me video editing, or I can't talk about my love for freelance journalism, or I can't talk about whatever that weird thing is that makes me different culturally. Yeah, I can. And guess what I did? And guess what? I got those 3 training contract offers. And I don't say that to glow, I don't say that to boast, I say that to show you guys what can happen when you truly believe in yourself. And I'm blabbering now, and I don't care, because I will talk for as long as I need to be able to convince you guys that you as you are is good enough to get into law. And my boyfriend says something to me quite often, and that is like, when I'm not getting what I want, sometimes he's like, you need to get out of your own way. And it brings me back to that point where I was trying to get a training contract, and I really wanted it. And I, you know, there was nights where I cried because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And whenever he says that, I think back to that time, and we didn't know each other back then. Well, I knew of him, he didn't know me. I think back to that time, and I'm like, damn, you're getting in your own way again. He's right. Look at what happened when you got out of your own way. So don't feel like you're not good enough. Don't feel like you can't put yourself out there. Have any of you ever sat there and looked at people who, for instance, are where you want to be or where you're aiming to be, and they didn't get as good grades as you, they didn't go to a university that's ranked as highly as yours, they don't have as much work experience, and you're wondering how on earth they got there? It's probably because they got confidence in themselves. It's probably because they weren't afraid to be in it. You know, you've got to be in it to win it. And they were willing to try and do whatever it takes to get them there, even if that meant confronting them their fears and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So try that. And I'm always happy to help people. I'm always happy to try and give advice. I'm always happy to review applications to the extent that I can. I mean, I don't work in grad recruitment, but I know a hell of a lot of grad recruiters, and I know a hell of a lot of trainees. I know a hell of a lot of lawyers. I'm always happy to put people in contact with, but I just really want people to be able to think about why they're not getting that. And if it's a confidence issue, then that's an inside job. That's nothing that I can help you with, or anyone that I know that can really help you with. That's something that you can help you with, and that man up there, God, can help you with. So I hope this helps. I hope this was not too confrontational. But don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to talk about what makes you different. Don't be afraid to talk about your trials and tribulations. Don't be afraid to fall. Just make sure you get up again. Resilience is my favorite word, and that is because that is something that I always knew that I was, even when I doubted myself in this whole journey. I knew the hurdles that I have jumped over, and I knew the hurdles that I can jump over if someone is willing to give me that chance. But if you don't give yourself that chance first, how is anybody else going to be able to give you a chance to be a lawyer? Give yourself a chance. Be unapologetically you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll speak to you in my next one. Bye.